Yes, greetings and the best of salutations. That would be peace, power, prayer, and patience. Yes, I just want to express myself in this wise in regards to whom and what are we to give our allegiance to. And I use the word we, meaning the human species. Let's try to look up the word, how is defined allegiance, and see what we have here. And then we can proceed on from there. Okay? Loyalty or commitment of a subordinate to a superior or of an individual to a group or a cause. Loyalty. That which I am loyal to on a daily basis is momentum. Momentum. Momentum is something that also represents action. It is also associated with the journey, journey, that which one does daily. A traveler. Yes, it is says that give us this day our daily, daily bread. Daily bread, that which you can eat. Oh, it could have something to do with when it comes to associated with the this Nichiren movement of associated with Buddhism, promotion of peace, culture, and education through Buddhism. But the point I want to make is this here is that in regards to being able to help people whom they, which we can offer practical support with personal problems and find a sense of meaning in life on a daily basis, you know, daily. There was a brother whom made his transition, good brother by the name of Don Vini. And he would say that your work is your worship, that which you give allegiance to is your activity, a activity. That which keeps you mobile, your ability to continue to proceed on in spite of anything that may serve as a hindrance or something that may try to impede upon your progress when it comes to the journey. It says that work while it is day, no one can see what's going on and do anything in the night. But as I realized that the that what you do in the day on a daily basis, when night comes, you will be tested. You know, we go around and do things that try to please others, and we say that we do things to please a the higher being that is in us, or the higher being that is higher than us, if I may use that lingo. And then all of a sudden, when time of testing comes, it be non-void. I mean, annul, you break the agreement that you have had, by the good that he or she have done. you know that's a struggle, man. It's a struggle. But helping people and offer practical solutions to their situation and to their circumstances and to their problems is something that which one is, as humans, the question is, whom and what do we make our allegiance to, and for what? As a traveler, as a traveler, but it also has association with commitment of a subordinate. The border, that which one is housed, his stay, his living, and how he or she makes his or her living. Subordinate is someone that is below, maybe. You know, one is to be obeyed. That which we make our allegiance to is that which we want it to be. One. We want it to be one. To be what? A human. So yes. So that's which we should make our allegiance to as I progress, is with our humanity. And if we make our allegiance to our humanity on a daily basis, we best help people to overcome and offer practical solutions to their problems. Yes. In doing so, and be at peace with that. Thus, keeping up with the climate of the times. Hmm. It almost sounds like, as Dr. sees more about culture, she says, culture is dynamic. It always changes. And I realize that change is a product of human effort, and effort must be synthesized unto a useful purpose. What is this really all about? This expression is, again, it's about the sensitivity that we have when it comes to what we believe in and what we practice and what we call it and what the acts that we perform, whether it be a politician, a religious clergy, academia field, a particular race, geographical location, a criminal, a crime. Just these terms itself, expression of converting ideas into words and words into meaning, and then they acted upon this. And that's an expression there, because everyone have need of self-expression. The humans look at the end product. But it's about, once again, the journey, that which one does on a daily basis, what he or she makes his allegiance to, because mental labor precedes physical labor. We're talking about one's accomplishments and limitations. We work to get a wage. Well, it's like we betting on something. But the thing is that the one wants to live a righteous, live righteous and a meaningful life. Righteous living and a meaningful life, and righteousness is a win-win situation. But we're talking about that which is given on a daily basis, that which is distributed out to you, that which is done with portions, the distribution. So what we're dealing with now, that which is done on a daily basis, we have to deal with that which is distributed on a daily basis in the volume of it, and that which is distributed on a daily basis, it takes residence in our minds. And if it takes residence in our mind, then that which we will act upon it physically, it will we will take action. But if something that is given to you on a daily basis that incapacitates our thinking, then therefore it renders us to become mentally incapacitated. And if we're mentally incapacitated, we're unable to use our faculty. And the primary concern to use our faculty is to be able to reason with one another. And if we are able to reason to one another, then that inability to see clearly on a daily basis, it puts us in darkness, and therefore we are wandering without any guidance. And therefore it produces a climate or an environment of misguidance and wondering if. That's distorted thinking, because if you have distorted thinkings, you would have a distorted behavior, if I may use it in that manner. So what we as humans, species, we make our allegiance to. we study information that has been given to us, that which is filed in our memory bank, our data, and therefore we say that this is how, in the manner and way in which I should go about interacting with you and solving the problem that you and I may have, and the problem and concern that I may have about myself. But we must do so with the correct attitude. We must be coherent. We must be clear that when we have lived a life from the past that wasn't clear to us, that was foggy, and you wake up from that groggy, and you wake up from that with such anger, then you take out your anger and your frustration on others. Then therefore, that becomes in which we have made our allegiance to that anger, to that frustration, to that misguidance, and to that understanding. And we become so sensitive about it that we will defend it at all costs. Let's get the pus out from the bump, brother would say, brother Bilal would say, and let's get the dross off from the gold. When it comes to that which we make our allegiance with in the journey in which we are traveling on this plane of existence, what we call ourselves, and the titles that we put to our names and our attributes, and if we are unable to live up to that, and therefore we have to take a very serious look of whom and what we are obeying, and whom and what we are making our allegiance to. I will reach out to you if you have influence. I will reach out to you if you have money. I will not reach out to you if you don't have any influence or you don't have any money. But we should reach out to help individuals and not necessarily seeking any financial or monetary reward for. And but that's maybe easy to say in a society that has used and leveraged money to contaminate and corrupt and confuse people. So therefore, people have made their allegiance to it. But yet they say, many will say, and even I will say, that I believe in God, a higher power, for a lack of words. And the test is how one's potential that one's have to rise above the function of this material world, materialism. That's the test. The test, as it says here in the book of, when it comes to the spread of Buddhism, is that how can we, help people and offer practical support to them when it comes to their personal problems, uh, and give them a sense of meaning. Both stress this worldly success and social involvement. How can we merge that in a way that it can be helpful, useful, meaningful, and productive for the development of one's intellect and the betterment of humanity. I am personally doing my best to offer mature solutions to immature problem. And what is the problem? Is not the problem, it's the attitude that we have about the problem. And that's the problem, is that many are suffering from an identity crisis, that what you think you, but what you want people to think that you are, and what you think that you, what people perceive of you are, and what you think you are, rather than what you actually are. You want it to be one, and you are one, a human species. And not to be influenced by all the disturbances that is going on surround you, and the distractions. That's very challenging, because it has been accepted as if it is it's normal. And if you accept that which is not normal, you making it that which is abnormal, poor concepts, um, false sense of self pride. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all these abnormal behavior. I'm just threw two of them, out there. Um, and you making it that which is abnormal to make it normal, which means the inability to be able to reason with one another. And you get that on a daily basis. The consumption of toxins that contaminate our body, and we think that's normal. We get it on a daily basis. The accumulation, and the volume of foolishness, we get that on a daily basis. How you think, and whom, and what is the question? Are we truly are loyal to, and whom we truly obey, and whom we make our allegiance to? Because if that be the case, and then that's whom we make our alliances with. We align ourselves with them, or with that. And even if it does it makes you feel good about yourself, does it, if there is a tilt in the balance, does it bring you to balance? Does it bring forth equity? Does it bring forth justice? Then we see that justice is a theory, then, because that which may mean justice for you may not mean the same for me. It is about being balanced. And if one have been on a daily basis lied to, deceived, mistreated, and abused, don't you think that lays torment in his or her life, that when they interact with you, that if they are on this journey as a traveler, and that which they obey and make their allegiance to and with, they will even go to the extreme to abuse that information that they have come across that has helped them, and they will force feed and impose that on you. Until next time, talk to you.